Welcome back, my dear children of class 9. Today I am going to explain to you about permanent tissues in plant. Already in the last video I have told you about plant tissues which are classified into meristematic and permanent tissues. So meristematic tissues we have already learned, and in this video I will explain to you about the permanent tissues. So permanent tissues characteristics are what? They lose the power of cell division and they are differentiated into different tissues for doing a permanent function. We will learn the details of it. Before that, let us see how the permanent tissues are classified. They are classified into simple tissues and complex tissues. And simple tissues are made up of only one kind of cells, whereas complex tissues are made up of more than one kind of cells or different kinds of cells. Then simple tissues are again classified into supporting tissue. Their role is to support the plant. And supportive tissues are divided into classified into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. I will say again: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And second type of simple tissue is protective tissue. In protective tissues, epidermis and cork tissue is involved, which I will explain to you later. Then complex tissues are of two types, xylem and phloem. They are made up of different kinds of cells. Now let us see the details of it. See, parenchyma are living cells. See, in plants there are living cells as well as dead cells are there. Living tissue and dead tissue, both are important for plants. So parenchyma and collenchyma are living cells. The tissue contains living cells, and sclerenchyma tissue consists of dead cells. So let us first learn about parenchyma. It is the basic packaging tissue, most simple type of cells in it. So it serves as a packaging tissue that fills the space between other tissues and is found most abundant in plants. Parenchyma is the most abundant tissue in plants because it is found in all organs or all plant parts. Has unspecialized or undifferentiated cells. Of course, they are differentiated from the meristematic tissue, but they don't have much differentiation. They are simple cells with the thin cell walls made up of cellulose, have large intercellular spaces as the cells are loosely packed. So in parenchyma the cells are loosely packed, and in between spaces are there which are called intercellular spaces, and they are simple cells. Now what are the characteristics of the cells of this tissue? Have nucleus, and cytoplasm is dense and a large vacuole. Here they resemble the meristematic tissue, have nucleus and a prominent nucleus and dense cytoplasm, but the meristematic tissue cells like vacuole, but here large vacuole is present in each cell. So this is about parenchyma. Now let us go for the function of the parenchyma. As it is, so all simple tissues are supporting tissues. So these provide support to plant, and parenchyma of stem and root stores nutrients and water, and storing nutrients, they are called as storage parenchyma. So parenchyma act as supporting tissue, they give support to the plant, and they act as storage parenchyma. So it stores water as well as they store nutrients. And sometimes for example in leaves, so it depends upon modifications of parenchyma are there, and modifications depend on what function or which part of the plant they are present and what is the function of that plant organ. So when it contains chloroplast, that is chloroplast organelles, which have green pigment chlorophyll, and that performs photosynthesis. So we have learned that leaves function as photosynthesis, and leaf cells have a chlorophyll, we have learned. So chlorophyll containing parenchyma cells are present in leaves as well as in young stems. They are called a chlorenchyma. And in aquatic plants, parenchyma has large air spaces. So it provides these large air spaces provide buoyancy to the plant. Buoyancy means the floating. Some plant parts like leaves, some plants stem has to be afloat on water. So for floating, some of the parenchyma contains air spaces, okay, large air spaces. So which provide buoyancy to the plant. Buoyancy means floating, and help them to float and exchange of gases. So the parenchyma containing air spaces are called aerenchyma. So parenchyma's modification, chlorenchyma, which contains chlorophyll pigments, and aerenchyma, which contains air spaces. Okay. So these are some of the modifications of parenchyma. And functions, so we can say storage. Parenchyma store nutrients and water, supporting, they are supporting tissue. Then in leaves and young stems they perform photosynthesis, so they are modified into chlorenchyma. Then in aquatic plants, to provide the plants buoyancy, they are modified into aerenchyma. Then where are they found? Location in plant. Found in non-woody or soft parts of the roots, stem, leaves, flower, fruits, all parts of the plant they are present. So this is the transverse section and this is the longitudinal section. And these diagrams I will show you afterwards, clear diagrams. Then here come to the second kind of collenchyma. Collenchyma are also living cells. Collenchyma tissue contains living cells. So living, and they are elongated and irregularly thick at the corners, and they are also cell wall is made up of cellulose and sometimes cellulose or pectin. This is another chemical. Then they have less or no intercellular spaces, and these cells also have nucleus, dense cytoplasm like the parenchyma, and a large vacuole. So here similar to parenchyma. And what is the function? They provide, collenchyma tissue provides flexibility and mechanical support to the aerial parts of the plant like leaf, stem, and allows them to bend. You know that young leaf or flowers or branches, when you just bend, it doesn't break. It is because of the flexibility, and that flexibility is provided by collenchyma tissue. So this is about collenchyma, and found in leaf stalks. So especially young leaves, you cannot break the leaves easily. It will bend, but it doesn't break. Then below the epidermis, collenchyma is present below the epidermis. Epidermis is the outer layer, and epidermis or leaf stem. Below the epidermis of leaves and stem, collenchyma are present. Diagram I will show you next image. Then sclerenchyma contains dead cells. So it is a dead tissue. So they are long, narrow and thick-walled cells due to the deposition of lignin. Their cell wall is lignified. That is, lignin deposition is there, which is a chemical, acts as a cement and hardens them. That is why sclerenchyma tissue is hard. Such cell walls are called lignified walls, and these lignified walls have pits. Pits means that is unthickened area for the exchange of substances, because sclerenchyma, the wall is uniformly thickened. The cell wall is uniformly thickened, so to and allow the entry of substances, they have a certain regions that thickening is not there, so they are called, that region is called the pits. And the sclerenchyma, the wall is uniformly thickened. In collenchyma Collenchyma, one important characteristic, corners are thickened. Okay, corners are thickened here, and but the sclerenchyma uniformly, the wall is uniformly thickened. So found in stems, around the vascular bundles, veins and of the leaves, etc. Then ropes, mats made of jute, linen and hemp used in textiles. These are all jute, cotton, linen, etc. Hemp, they are used in textile. So hard shells of walnut and husk of coconut are made up of sclerenchyma. So you know that when you participate in tug of war, you pull the rope, but it doesn't break. Okay, group of people from both the sides pulling the rope, but it doesn't break because these ropes are made up of husk of coconut, which has sclerenchyma. Okay, so these are the three kinds of simple permanent tissue, and let us see. And why they are called a simple permanent tissue, I told you, because they are made up of only one kind of cell, same kind of cells. Okay, now let us see the diagram in detail. So this is parenchyma, and the space between the cells is called a intercellular spaces. So this is a cross section. When we take a cross section, parenchyma appears like this. See, round or regular shaped cells, and in longitudinal section it appears like this. So each cell has, see, cytoplasm, nucleus. Cytoplasm has all the organelles that we have studied in cell structure. Then in the middle there is a large vacuole. When the plant cells mature, there is a large vacuole. So this is a vacuole, and because of the large vacuole, the nucleus and cytoplasm shifted towards the periphery. Okay, now this is the intercellular space and the primary cell wall. So this diagram, these diagrams you have to draw in your notebook. Then comes to collenchyma. Collenchyma, the most important characteristic I told you, wall thickening. The corner, the cell wall is thickened at the corners. So it is thickened at the corners. Okay, rest of the areas are thin, and this also has a large vacuole. Then nucleus and cytoplasm shifted to the periphery. Okay. So this is collenchyma cross section, and in longitudinal section, let us see, this is the end. So many cells are there. So this is the end wall from where the other cells start. Other cells are placed. So many cells. For learning, we are studying here only details of one cell. So all the cells are like that. So this is the end wall, and see the corners are thickened. Okay, this red color shows the thickening at the corners. Then primary cell wall is thickened at the corners. Then some of the collenchyma cells have chloroplast, then nucleus and cytoplasm in the periphery, and this is the vacuole. Then sclerenchyma, this is the sclerenchyma. Wall is uniformly thickened, and in between unthickened areas are there. This is called a pit. Okay, through which the substance, water, oxygen can enter into. And they have, this is, there are actually two kinds of sclerenchyma, sclerites and fibers. So this is fiber, narrow lumen because of the cell wall thickening or lignified thick wall. So these are the three kinds of parenchyma, simple tissues in plants. And this is again this diagram, same thing, parenchyma, cross section, longitudinal section. See, so many cells are shown here. Okay, so these are the parts you can see. Any of these diagrams you can draw in your notebook. No need to draw all the diagram. Whichever you find it is good. Labeling has to be done. Okay, so this is collenchyma, transverse section, cross section. Again sclerenchyma. This is what I was telling. See, it has a narrow lumen, cross section and longitudinal section, lengthwise. Okay. So this is the lumen inside. Lumen will be narrow because of the thickening, lignified wall. And there are two kinds of sclerenchyma tissue, sclerite, which are also called the stone cells, and sclerites and fibers. Okay, sclerites and fibers. So single, and this is many of them. So sclerites are there, fibers are there. Fibers are shown in the last image. This is sclerites. Okay, and then modifications of parenchyma. Though I have already told you, this is simple parenchyma tissue, and in aquatic plants, aerenchyma. This is aerenchyma. Air-filled cavities are there. That is called aerenchyma. Help the plant beyond or floating plant parts. Okay, leaves or stem or whole plant float because it contains aerenchyma. Aerenchyma is a modified parenchyma. Then see chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma is chlorophyll containing parenchyma cells. So these two are the modifications of parenchyma. Aerenchyma and chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma helps in photosynthesis. And then in the root, stem and leaves, any plant part, the outer layer is made up of parenchyma, and this layer is the protective tissue, which is called the epidermis. Epidermis. I think in the next video I will explain about the protective tissues. So thank you very much. See you in the next video.